Hey guys, it's Ms. and It Is What It Is, and today I wanted to get ready with you guys and talk about how to make Christian friends. I get this question a lot, and I decided we'll just get ready for the day because I have a lot of filming to do. I have a lot of things to do today. So let's just get started. First product, is it gonna focus, is our Morphe, and it's gonna be in Java? I'm literally making up stuff. Morphe Java. And I love the brow pencil. So I guess I'll use this because I don't want to look at my big mirror because she's a little far. So first thing that you want to do when it comes to making Christian friends is praying about it. I think for me, like, obviously, like, I would see a bunch of people on Instagram and I would watch a bunch of YouTube videos of Christians, like Christian girls, and they would just do day in my lives and they would be hanging out with their friends, and I'm like, yeah, it must be nice. It must be nice. And honestly, you know, ooh, I have eczema. This right here, eczema. Let me close the window. I'm sorry. First and foremost, I apologize if you hear like orders being yelled out. There's literally a taco shop outside of my window. But first and foremost, I want to, so the first thing I would say, oh my gosh, is my skin dry or am I just dumb? I don't know what to do. Back to what I was saying. So I would see a bunch of girls on Instagram. I definitely would be comparing myself and being like, man, like, I wish I had her friend group. I wish I lived in that state, because literally, like, she looks like she's living her best life. And honestly, like, I'm jealous. Like, I need it. And so then I was just like, you know what, man, just start praying about the friends that you have. So, or pray about the friends that you desire to have based on like what you're seeing. Like, the Lord knows what you like. He knows your needs, your wants. But if you're not gonna ask him, like I just feel like it's so important. Like, he knows those desires already, but I feel like when it comes to me, like, it's a conviction and it's something that like I'm realizing it's something that the Lord is doing in my heart. So like, I need to pray about it. It's something that I literally can't stop thinking about, and so I need to surrender it to the Lord. That's what I'm trying to say. And so I was like, okay, like, let me just pray about the friends that I want. So I started being specific. I want friends who like to go out, who like to go to coffee shops, who like, we can do Bible study, we can have Christ-centered conversations. I want girls to be motivating. I want friends who are creative. Like, my friend group in high school and at my jobs, like, they weren't like very creative. It was like, it felt like most of our friendships were solely focused on like, okay, like, girl, like, who's making more money, and like, let's just talk about money all the time. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I don't want to talk about money. And then the friends that I did have, I knew I outgrew them, because like, when I was going through my breakup, for example, some of my friends would be talking about like, yeah, like, let's just get you under another guy. And I'm like, no, that I know that's not it. That's not it. And so some things like didn't align with my thoughts that I had biblically. The thoughts that I had with my friends who weren't Christian weren't aligned with what I thought of biblically. Oh my gosh. Biblically. Okay. From the Bible. All right. So I was like, okay. So then that's when I started getting really specific in my prayers, and I was like, okay, Lord, this is what I desire. I desire friends who have a Christ-like mindset, who serve in the church, people who go to church, who are involved in their community, who are serving, people who keep me accountable. Like, we have the same mindset. We have the same goal in mind. We love Jesus. We talk about Jesus. I live in California, SoCal, California, so I want people who love to go to theme parks. I want to be around people who love going to the beach and reading a book and all these different things. So then that's when my prayers got super specific, and those were my desires. And people who love to create. I didn't really have friends who were very creative. I was always the one with the camera. I was always the one who was like, what can we do creative? Like, you know, like, I'm not really good at graphic design, but like, I can make a cute thumbnail. I can make a cute graphic when I need to. And I found my closest best friends are coordinators, they are graphic designers, they're working in social media, they graduated with arts, like, bachelor's degree. And it's just been such a blessing to know like those are my desires and like what I love to do, and the Lord has blessed me with that. So I want to say make sure your prayers are specific and that your desire, make that known to God, but he's always going to give you what you need and not what you want. And so that is my tip for the first thing. You know, as I'm giving my life to Christ, and this was like during the pandemic, so obviously like churches weren't open. So I knew the church that I attend now is Harvest OC. I used to live in Riverside, and my ex invited me to Harvest Riverside. Yes, sorry, that was a tongue twister. Harvest OC or Riverside. Okay, so he invited me, and when I moved to Orange County, I was like, oh, like I know that Harvest has a church in Orange County. So then like this was during the pandemic, so I'm like looking on social media, watching his YouTube page, and I found the Harvest OC Instagram account, and then I saw that they had an OC Young Adults, and I was like, am I a young adult? I mean, yes, but like, am I like qualified? So then I was looking through their Instagram, and then that's how I met one of my really closest friends, Taylor, and I messaged her. I gave my life, recommitted my life to Christ after I had messaged her. I want to say I recommitted my life to Christ March 22nd of 2020, and I messaged her March 20th of 2020, because we always literally talk about this conversation all the time. So I knew I had a church that I could go to. So find a church that you can go to, look around, watch YouTube videos. Social media is such a great way to see, like, I love looking at people's social media posts and like seeing their Instagram stories, especially the highlight. The highlight is so important on the Instagram story. I have so many highlights because I want people to see that I'm a real person, what I'm doing. Get them excited, get them inspired. Yes, get them inspired and motivated. So that is such a key essential part to finding your church, finding your community. So then I joined a small group, because that's all they had was like church service, YouTube channel, and then a small group. So then I literally didn't know anybody in the group. I had creeped on my leader's page before, and I was like, okay, like I think I want to join her group. Then I joined her group. And one of the girls I'm really close to today is Laura, and we were in that group together. And it's so funny, like every time we like hang out and spend time with each other, like we literally hang out, talk to each other all the time, and we just always talk about like, oh my gosh, like it's so crazy to see what the Lord was doing when we first met each other and to see where we are now. We're so close. We message each other, call each other, text, like literally I'm like, oh my god, I miss you, blah blah blah. Literally we've seen each other like 5 seconds before, and it's just a great time. It's such a blessing. So find your church and get into a small group. So then we transitioned to small. Oh, I'm supposed to be doing my makeup. I'm literally so passionate about this, guys. I'm so sorry. Like, this is a question that I get all the time, and I think it's so important, because I was like, how do you find Christian friends? Like, the reason why I recommitted my life to Christ was from YouTube videos that I was watching. So many girls were talking about like, yeah, my relationship with the Lord, and like he's blessed me with this, and like he's redeemed me. I'm like, what does that even mean? So I hope this advice is very helpful and practical for you guys, because I want you guys to apply this, because this is what happened to me. Like I've been so blessed with so many friendships and continue to be a blessing to other people, and so it's just been such amazing to see the Lord working in my life and just continuing to convict me, to correct me, to lead people into my life that I didn't know I need. So I got involved with our young adults ministry right off the bat. I was like, oh my gosh, like what can I do to serve? I honestly, like, I literally just threw myself in there. Like I was like, I don't know what you guys want me to do, but whatever you want me to do, help, like I want to do it. I did the greeting team, and I was a part of the creative team, hospitality team, literally everything. Like I just wanted to do everything. I just wanted to serve. I was like, yeah, like if you need me to help set up for a party, like I'll be there. And then I joined our I joined our Harvest Kids ministry. This was can you see? Literally my government name, but it's fine. So I joined September, October is when I joined kids ministry, and that was so fun. Like it's one of those things where you need to join a ministry to figure out if you're good at it or not. Our pastor said something about that, like you don't sit there and be like, oh well, I don't know if I'm good at it. Go ahead and try it and figure out if you're good at it within the ministry, and then step out if you know you're not good at it. So I did that. So I've met so many people from kids ministry. I'm still in my young adults ministry. I've been just serving. That's like my age group, my age range, so I'm super involved in that. And I've made so many friends that way. And let me check my mirror, because I don't know if I'm doing a good job or not. It's embarrassing. So I did that, and then now today, that was in 2020. I started going like during the summer, like June, July, and today, like as we're speaking, I'm a young adults leader. So it's been such a blessing to just see the Lord work. Like I've grown so much to be someone who, like, when I first went, I was going through my breakup, and like I just was a completely different person from where I am now, and literally so much foundation on me. It's probably ghetto that I'm doing this, but a girl on a budget, she got to use all the foundation. Hello? Please be something in there on a budget. Sorry, I dropped it. Okay, so we get involved with our ministry, and now also I'm a youth leader, and so that's been super fun. I love my group of girls if they're watching. I love them so much. I serve with 2 other leaders, Ashlyn and Chloe, and it's been so great. They're 7th and 8th graders. Those are my girls. Now you have people to talk to. Now you just kind of like small conversations, like, hey, how you doing, girl? Like, what's up? Like, how's it going type of deal. But now you have made connections and relationships. And for me, being a part of ministries, then I was like, oh, like, what are you doing on the weekend? Like, can you get coffee? So then I would plan like coffee dates with people I wanted to get to know, like people who worked at the church or people who were serving in a ministry. I wanted their advice. Or if I wanted like breakup advice, I would be like, hey, like, are you free to have coffee with me? I would love to meet up with you and chat and like get to know your perspective. Like, I'm currently like healing, and I would love to know like your testimony. So that's what I was doing for a little bit. I did that for a few months. Then like friendships grew. Friendships were starting to grow. How is my battery about to die? I literally just charged this. Literally just charged it. Back to scheduled programming. So next up, after going on our coffee dates, then you kind of just naturally talk to each other. You're already serving with one another. Then you get invited to like birthdays and dinners, and you know, small group will have like koinonia, like fellowship, and just like events, like they go to the beach, or we do like a picnic. For Valentine's, we did like a picnic on the beach. So now you have all these opportunities. You're going to events. Now you're making connections with other friends. Like, I would go to a certain event and this person did not go to the church anymore, and then I would meet them at paintball, or I would meet them at a wedding, and then they're like, oh yeah, this is my friend, like he used to come to our church, blah blah blah. And now we have another connection. Oh, like, this is my cousin, like now we have another connection. So then you're just meeting people at a bunch of events. And with the event, I just want to suggest saying yes. So I'm going to give you this really good example. My girls that I'm really close with, Club 31, Laura, Kayla, Amber, we went to our friend Justine's birthday, and we weren't really close. Like, I knew Laura from small group, I knew Kayla at church, and I knew Amber because the coordinator, and we had a coffee date. So I planned a coffee date with her a while back, but we were just like, I was in a small group with, I don't know if this is the same time I was in a small group with Laura, and no, I don't think so. No. So it was just that I was kind of close with Amber because I was in her small group-ish, I think. I was in her small group, or going, I don't know, something like that. Okay, and we went to this pool party, and then at the end I was like, oh, like at the end we were just like, oh, like, you know, like you want to go home early, and like, you know, like it's kind of hot, like I'm kind of like tired. And they're like, oh, like we're going to a coffee shop, like do you want to come with? And I was like, me? Like, you want me to come to a coffee shop with you guys? And they're like, yeah, come to a coffee shop with us. So I met them at Kaleidoscope Coffee, and it was just us 4, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm really like, not that like they're celebrities, but like I'm really like, you know, I'm hanging out with them. And it was such a, like, I was in shock. Like, I was just so grateful to, you know, do all these steps. There's so many, like, literally there's so many friendships where it's like that, where you hang out at an event and then you have an additional, like, you branch off from that event, and then you guys just become close friends from a certain encounter. So we go to the coffee shop, and then they're like, you want to come back to our place? And okay, I don't think I was in their small group yet, and I was like, sure, or something like that. Yeah, so this is in 2021, and oh, I think I went to their housewarming. I don't know, like literally that day was the moment our friendship really grew, because we ended up hanging out like literally all day. I was asking questions, I was hanging out on their couch, we were just chilling, vibing, like it was such a vibe. And they're like, yeah, come over to our place anytime, like you're more than welcome, like come to movie night, like literally started inviting me to everything. And I just want to say, take that leap of faith and just say yes to certain things. Be that first person to introduce coffee dates, be that first person to, like, even my friend Sophie, like me and Sophie weren't really close, but I remember my friend Rebecca in children's ministry, what am I trying to say? I was like, oh yeah, Soph, like we need extra hands. Do you think you can help us with children's, like in children's ministry, to do events? Because I'm the type of person, I love doing events. So I'm not in the ministry, like in it like hardcore serving on a Sunday or like certain events, but when they need help with events, decorating, planning, party stuff, all that fun stuff, I'm there. Like, call me up, I'll be there. And so then I had Sophie like join us one day. That's how me and Sophie's friendship also evolved, and it's just so crazy to see like that encounter happen, and then seeing where Sophie is now in our relationship, and now she works for the ministry. And so it's just taking that leap of faith and just having those desires and serving in ministry, joining a small group, going to events, and if someone invites you somewhere else, if they want to go on a coffee date, you say yes. And if they say, hey, you want to hang out with us at our crib, make sure it's safe and sound. Like, you know that they're good people, but you know, those small encounters really do make an everlasting impression. And I'm just so blessed by all the friendships that I have and all the friendships that I continue to have, and just being in a leadership role in both ministries and just being so involved in my church. Like, I love my church so much. I love my friends so much, and I really hope this advice video encourages you and inspires you. And I did not finish my makeup. This might just be it. Brows and foundation, because I'm so passionate about this. Forget the makeup. Community is where it's at. Community and serving and literally Jesus, and then you have your community and serving. Like, that is just the best combo in the world. Literally, I'm never home. Like, I'm just so happy that you guys are here, and I hope this advice blesses you, that it encourages you, and that it takes time. This advice is not gonna happen overnight. Me and Laura, literally, our friendship it's probably been a year and a few months where that actually, like, then we started hanging out. So just keep planting seeds, just keep showing up, just be willing to be like, hey, like, even and it comes to ministry, if you have talents and gifts that you are passionate about, that you know you're good at, I was like, oh, like, let me do like a video for you. Like, it's free. Like, I just want to, you know, get some content, just want to practice my videography and photography. Literally, that even sparked another relationship where, like, I was able to make other connections. And so don't stop growing your network. Don't stop growing your community. Don't stop. Keep doing something, keep pursuing. And I'm so passionate about it. But I hope this advice helped you, and if it did, come back to this video after you've used all these resources and tell me how it went. But let me know if there's anything that you guys do to grow your community, build friends, and create healthy habits with busyness in the comments down below. Don't forget to like this video, comment, and rate and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.